So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not
produced this
color,
work?
it's culture.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
No, nobody, none. The word would be,
Oh, I don't want to say it.
why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
To give you a direct statement right there.
In a time when Hollywood is heavily influenced by wokeness, a few bold stars stand out by consistently pushing back against the mainstream agenda. Let's dive into 5 standout moments where actors confronted woke reporters head-on. First on the list is Matthew McConaughey, who didn't hesitate to shut down Joy Behar when she tried to corner him with one of her usual loaded questions.
I was happy to be in his box, got to sit behind his parents, which was really awesome to see them when he brings them up
Isn't he
and
an
where they started.
anti-vaxxer? I believe
An
he's-
anti-vaxxer?
I believe so, yeah.
I want to applaud you for being so outspoken against violence and gun violence in particular. And you're Texan, and you spoke so passionately at the White House last year in the wake of that shooting at Robb Elementary.
In 2023, Matthew McConaughey joined The View to discuss his children's book, Just Because, sharing heartfelt insights about fatherhood and the book's inspiration. The conversation took a turn when Sonny Hostin brought up his 2022 speech on gun violence, sparking a lively debate. As tensions rose, Joy Behar, who had already tried to unsettle him earlier in the interview, attempted to catch him off guard with a classic gotcha question. But McConaughey, true to form, maintained his composure and responded with a calm yet decisive rebuttal, leaving no room for misinterpretation.
Political offices in your future? Can you see that?
If it's where I would deem myself to be most useful,
Yeah.
yes.
Do you think you could get elected in Texas being anti-gun?
Do I think I could get elected in Texas being anti-gun? One thing about if me in politics is to give you a direct statement right there is me playing a game that I'm not interested in playing.
Okay,
To
don't-
give you a
don't do
direct
it.
statement
Don't
right
do
there.
it.
Interestingly, this isn't the first instance where the hosts of The View have tried to corner actors with agenda-driven questions. A similar tactic was used on Kurt Russell during an interview in 2015.
Recently, you made some headlines for saying that you felt gun control laws wouldn't deter terrorists. Explain to folks.
Well, you know, these are these things where, first of all, I was in a situation, we do what we call the dog and pony.
Right.
We're out doing the dog and pony selling a picture. And you get sometimes you get what you feel is slightly ambushed by somebody who's really got an agenda. And that's sort of, I think, that's my opinion of what happened to me the other day.
What's even more intriguing is that Kurt Russell's visit to The View came shortly after he made waves for shutting down another politically charged interviewer. Sensing an opportunity for controversy, the hosts cautiously broached the topic of gun control. Aware of Russell's reputation for handling such moments with directness, they treaded lightly. But Russell, as always, wasn't about to let them steer the conversation unchallenged.
The last thing I like to watch is entertainers or actors get political. It's just something I can't stand watching. So having said that, no, I was kind of asked to put it in context somehow with this movie. You know, my personal feeling is that there's a big difference between Fantasyland and reality. Fantasyland is what we do. You're either writing something, writing a song, writing a book, doing a movie, doing a television show. That's Fantasyland. And that's where that stuff belongs. In reality, when we're dealing with things like terrorism and whatnot, we're all going to have different opinions on how to do it and how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Mine happens to be that I think there's a very strong reason Founding Fathers had for the Second Amendment.
It was almost as unforgettable as the moment when Denzel Washington took on a woke reporter who accused him of racism.
So why did he need a black director? Could a white director not have?
It's not
produced this
color,
work?
it's culture.
Explain the difference, because I think we're in a
Steven
space
Spielberg did Schindler's List.
Right now.
Martin Scorsese did Goodfellas, right? Steven Spielberg could direct Goodfellas. Martin Scorsese probably could have done a good job with Schindler's List, but they're cultural differences.
Why did he need a black director? Couldn't a white director have handled it? The key isn't color, it's culture. There's a difference. For example, Steven Spielberg directed Schindler's List, and Martin Scorsese made Goodfellas. Spielberg might have been capable of directing Goodfellas, and Scorsese could have done a fine job with Schindler's List, but there are cultural nuances that make each director uniquely suited to their respective films.
I know, you know, we all know what it is when a hot comb hits your hair on a Sunday morning, what it smells like. That's a cultural difference, not just a color difference.
Right.
So it's the culture.
You know about hot comb scenario?
She don't know about no
Because that's,
You
that's
don't know.
old
You
school.
don't know nothing about.
Dax.
See how everybody laughed? That's a cultural difference. That's not a race difference. That's just that motion. That's all I gotta say, right?
I know what a hot comb is.
Okay.
All right.
At a 2016 town hall for Fences, SiriusXM Urban View reporter Karen Hunter attempted to stir up controversy by asking Denzel why he hadn't chosen a white director for the film. While her question initially seemed simple, her tone quickly revealed an underlying agenda focused on woke inclusivity. Denzel, however, wasn't caught off guard and seized the opportunity to respond without hesitation.
I want to just ask you, though, about the issue of race relations, because the film touches upon that. Right now, under President Obama, over the last 8 years, in your mind, have race relations improved under his leadership?
Race relationships have to do with race relationships.
At the premiere of Fences, Denzel found himself once again faced with shallow, woke questions. Rather than focusing on celebrating the film, the reporter insisted on steering the conversation into politically charged territory. But if there's one thing you can rely on with Denzel, it's that he always has a sharp response ready for woke reporters, and this time was no different.
You're white or whatever you are, I'm black or whatever I am. We're standing here talking now. That's how we get things done. You can't legislate love. The President of the United States can't legislate us into liking each other. We have to step forward and ask questions about each other and engage. There's no law that says, oh, because I'm president, you all got to get along now. So it's up to us.
It seems that those with a woke mindset never get tired of using the race card. Thankfully, there are people like Samuel L. Jackson who are always ready to call them out and set the record straight.
There's been a lot of controversy surrounding the usage of the N-word in this movie, and
No, nobody, none. The word would be.
I don't want to say it.
Why not?
I don't like to say it.
Have you ever said it?
No, sir.
Try it.
I don't like to say it.
Try it.
Really? Seriously?
We're not gonna have this conversation unless you say it.
While promoting Django Unchained, Samuel L. Jackson had a tense exchange with interviewer Jake Hamilton. When Hamilton attempted to make a spectacle out of the N-word, Jackson quickly confronted him, daring him to say it outright. Hamilton, however, wasn't prepared for such a bold challenge.
You want to move on to another question?
Okay, awesome. I don't want to say it.
Come on.
Will you say it?
No, fuck no. It's not the same thing.
Why do you want me to
They're
say it?
gonna bleep it when you say it on your
but-
show. So say it.
I can't say it. If I say it, this question it won't make air.
Okay, forget it.
Okay, I'll skip it. Sorry, guys. It was a good question.
No, it wasn't.
It was a great question.
It wasn't a great question if you can't say the word.
I wanted to ask about...
To close things out, let's look back at the time Morgan Freeman flipped the script on a reporter who attempted to draw him into a discussion about woke issues surrounding Black History Month.
Black History Month you find ridiculous. Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Morgan Freeman is well known for his blunt approach to social issues, particularly when it comes to woke topics. In his 60 Minutes interview with Matt Wallace, Freeman swiftly dismantled the idea of Black History Month, poking fun at it in under 30 seconds. He also presented a simple, no-nonsense solution to racism that left Wallace speechless.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man. And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man.
Now that's how you completely reset a woke individual. Subscribe for more content that takes a deep dive into the realities of woke culture.